So we are day 3 on Timberline Trail, hoping to make some really good progress today. Finn is a little bit sore. I think he's got a couple sore spots from where his pack was rubbing. So I've taken up the load that he was carrying of his own gear, and I'll be carrying it so he gets a bit of a lighter load today, and hopefully a bit easier. We've got the LA Glacier crossing today, which we're trying to get out early. It's about 5.5 miles away. That could prove to be quite tricky, so we'll see how that goes. But I did some reflecting last night, and a very sleepless night because it got very windy. And my hips are very sore, and my knees, and my shoulders. But we live one life in this world, and we don't get to say when it's done and when it's not done. But it is our obligation to make sure and to try to live that life to the fullest that we possibly can. To treat everybody with kindness and respect to the best of our ability, and just be good people. So anyway, here's to day 3, and live on. Wonder what made that. A clean can't keep spares away. Not everybody is clean. I am, just for that reason. There's Finn peeing in the bushes. Deer or elk. It is Elk Meadow for a reason, or Elk Cove. We did not see any because we did not stay up that late. Well, we were up that late, but we didn't stay out of the tent that late. Finn went to bed very quickly, and I was not too long to follow. A fairly sleepless night of just not being able to be comfortable, a little dehydrated, hungry for some real food, and then the wind picked up through the little meadow there most of the night. So yesterday I was starting to talk about a couple items to make sure you're taking care of your furry friends if you bring them out on the trail, and especially for multi-day stuff. You know, and I was talking about they are the weakest link, you know, in many cases, and you got to kind of adjust your routine or your you know, your plan for them. You know, we can kind of suck it up, they can suck it up too, but eventually, you know, dogs are just gonna call it quits, and he's gonna lay down and say, you know what, I'm dead, and screw you. So Finn has been an absolute trooper on the trail. I couldn't imagine doing it with any other dog, honestly. You know, he's got a couple sore spots where his pack's rubbed on him. You know, his pads are a little sore. He yelped at me last night when I went to go wipe a pad or brush off one of his pads before he got into the tent. But, you know, so we talked about food, we talked about hydration. All of those things are important for your canine friend. You know, he is not eating as much as he would, and I think that's probably also in part to, or I think that's in part to just the fact that, you know, he's tired and he's sore, you know, and generally don't want to eat that much. I'll tell you, this morning I had planned on my typical 2 packages of hot oatmeal and coffee, and you know, I mixed up both packages and got done with probably one of them and said, you know what, I'm not really feeling it for soft mushy stuff this morning, and so I did not finish it. Did not have my coffee either. I wanted the coffee, but I wanted to get across the LA Glacier crossing more. So what I think I'm doing tonight is when I make dinner, I'll make my coffee, and that'll be the reward for today. I'm gonna plan on going to Famberson Butte, maybe a little past there, and camping. That'll be another 12-mile day. You know, if we're feeling good, if my hips are feeling good from this pack, you know, my base weight on this pack is 27 pounds, which is heavy by ultralight standards, and this is definitely not ultralight. But then you throw in food and water and stuff like that, and I think when I left, my pack weight came out to be about 41 and a half. So it's been a long time since I've had to carry a pack multiple days that heavy or heavier. So I'm not completely used to it anymore, but it's been fun. But anyway, so I digress. The third thing, I still can't remember what the fourth thing was. Maybe the fourth thing was rest. You know, and your dog's gonna probably rest a lot better than you will. But the third thing was body. So you got to keep their physical readiness there, and you got to allow them to heal. You know, all of our hikes, well, we started off around 7:30 like we are this morning. They've ended around 2. We've made sure we've taken some time for lunch to sit down, let him get his pack off, get me with my pack off, get a bite to eat, you know, lay down or sit down, and just otherwise just kind of recoup a little bit. And then when we get to camp every night and everything gets settled and he goes and falls asleep, I will I gotta figure out how to hold this little tripod stick. I think I'm not really getting the focus very well. Keep turning it. But I sit there and I give his hips a massage. You know, I give his feet a massage. At the recommendation of a friend, I picked up some mushers, which is a salve, beeswax, and has, sorry, I got bitten by a fly. I just rub it on his paws, on his pads, in between his pads, you know, sparingly is what the container says, but so I just rub it on there, and he seems to enjoy it. It seems to make his pads feel a little bit better, so he's not hurting as much. But what it also does is it, you know, a soft, supple pad is a pad that is malleable to the surfaces that they have to. Yeah, see that? Surfaces that they have to walk on. You know, tough, you know, calloused pad doesn't give them the traction, and a calloused pad cracks easier. So just trying to keep his pads supple and taken care of. So I'm going to spin you around, and this is going to be it for a little while. There's yet another vision or view of Mount Hood. I lied. You're back. We just came up from down there, and you can just hear the roar of this this glacial ice or water flow. It's I don't know how well you can see down there, but it's moving. So we came up, followed a couple cairns that are here, and I think this should get us across once we see what's going on above this little rock pile right here. Well, we just crossed. This one was a tricky one. Fid did not want to go on the first go around. He wanted nothing to do with it. So we went a little bit higher up. He was up to his neck. I was up to my crotch. It's icy cold. I'm glad it didn't go any higher. That's it. Talk to you later. See ya. Well, we crossed that one successfully, and that was just a rock hop. Nothing even laborious. The one before that, however, I had a rock that went up underneath my foot and rolled over. It was not a very stable rock, so I don't know if I just stepped on it the wrong way or if it was my time, but ended up just going 2 feet in the water. So, wet boots now, wrung out the socks, wrung out the boots as best as possible, and it's the way we're going to start our day today. We are probably about 3 miles in, 3.5 miles in, I'm guessing, and yeah, a long way to go.